I thought, by and large, I thought it was a nice, solid performance tonight. I think all of us, probably fans included, would have liked for us to score another goal and not make it come down to the wire quite like it did. But I thought we defended well. I thought we created chances. I thought we did a good job of moving the ball. We did a good job of managing their counterattacks, I thought, quite well, which is where they're very dangerous. So I was overall pleased with the performance. I would just love for us to continue to find the back of the net just for that feeling of of scoring goals.
Does Sebastian maybe just need one to get the touch back, and then he'll start going in more again?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. I mean, it's not from a lack of opportunities or looks or him tonight. I thought he did a wonderful job of sometimes dropping off the back line and helping to set up some of our attacks, and then moving from a deeper position into positions where he was facing forward, and he had a lot of looks. So right now it's just about calibrating his corners and the spots that he wants to hit, and bringing that back in. So. But we know it'll come because we've seen it before and we know what he's capable of. It's just a little bit off right now in one way or another. So, but he'll find his way.
Do you think you forced the issue too much in the second half? You get 13 of the 25 shots for the team. Do you think there was times where you could maybe found a teammate for some of those chances?
Maybe I'd have to go back and look at the specific plays. One of the things that I was just generally paying more attention to is obviously we want Seba to score a goal, right? That's for us an important thing. But the second thing was just us and how we managed the clock down the wire, and when we chose to be aggressive and take chances and try to get the second goal, and some of those turned into where we were almost playing two separate games. Our defending group was defending on one half, our attacking group was attacking on one half, and there was nothing in between. And I don't know that that's necessarily a great formula when you're up 1-0 and trying to lock down a win. I think it would be better if we were a little more cohesive as a group, but sometimes I understand the want and the desire to try to get that second goal and to try to get our key player off on the board. So I get that, but through parts of it, I think we could have managed it just a little bit better.
Kill off teams a little bit better,
Yes, and in different ways. I mean, I thought we did a good job of defending and locking it down, right? That's one way to do it. Yes, I think over the course of this year we've talked about just finishing off teams and putting the game into a position where it becomes just out of reach, right? Where other teams feel like they're just not going to be in this one anymore. That would be nice, but right now we're not scoring a load of goals right now, and so it's important that our defense remains solid and stiff the way it has the last several games and really all year for by and large, minus a couple games. And the scoring will come. I'm not, once we again continue to get healthy, develop and grow as a team, and start to take some of the chances that we normally take, I know the scoring will come. But we're just in one of those periods where we're grinding out and defensively locking down some things when we can get a lead. So I said to the group at the beginning of preseason that we've got to be able to this year get comfortable winning games 1-0, because that's what the playoffs look like sometimes. Is you're not going to blow teams out in the playoffs. You've got to be able to get your goal based off of 3 or 4 chances and be able to defend and protect your goal, and that's what high-level games are sometimes about, and we've got to be able to be comfortable in those situations, and we've had to do that a number of times this year. We're probably becoming more comfortable with it than I would like. I would like for us to finish those games off, like you said, but a win's a win right now in the grind of the summer with a lot of guys down, and I think the team played well.
Greg, first clean sheet for Alex, and he looked a lot more comfortable in it.
Yeah, that's what I said to him after the game to the group was, congratulating him for his first shutout in the league and acknowledge that. And I think, in fairness to Alex, I think one of the things I've been most impressed with is that he hasn't looked really hesitant or tentative or scared since the day he got thrown in, which was in Orlando. Even in Orlando, maybe he makes one mistake and coming out for that, but it was an aggressive mistake. It wasn't that he was on his line shaking in his boots and afraid. He made an aggressive mistake trying to make a play, and I think he's just continued to try to be aggressive as a goalkeeper and make the right decisions. But whatever the decision he makes, he's made it with conviction and he's gone for it. And that way, I think he's been really impressive. And we want him to stay with that. And and it's the group in front of him has done a good job of making, by and large, through this stretch, making saves for him pretty predictable and have helped him out quite a bit. But I think he's done a very, very, very good job of being in the net.
It's the halfway point of the season. Can you kind of give an evaluation for as the team is
Yeah.
at this point?
Yeah, I'm pleased with where we are in terms of we've gone through a lot of adversity. You start 9 games on the road, and then you come off of the road, and we've had a lot of injuries, and not all to various people. Almost our whole attacking group at some point has gone through some sort of a stretch. We've got a lot of what I would key guys that have been out at the same time, and we've gone through, I feel like, a season of adversity in some ways in the first half of the year. But we've managed to put 23 points on the board. I also think we could have acquired more points through that because in a lot of games, I don't feel like we've necessarily been outplayed for one reason or another, whether it would be on us or another circumstance where we didn't take something out of the game. I think we've put ourselves in a position, even through all that adversity, to even have more points than we have today, and so for me that is it's a positive sign. I think we've played good soccer. We've grown as a group. At the beginning of the year we were doing a lot of defending on the road and locking it down and only getting a few chances, and now we've gone to getting a lot of chances. Still not putting them in the back of the net necessarily, but still getting a lot of chances, but still staying pretty solid defensively. So I'm good with where we're at, and look forward to continuing trying to get guys healthy and move into the second half of the year and really press towards, tightening up some things as a team and pushing towards the playoffs.
What were the results of Josie's MRI yesterday?
That's a good question. I don't know exactly because I was more focused on the game today, but knowing he wasn't going to be in. I suspect they will all be positive because the ones before have all been positive and moving in the right direction. And for us now, it's just progressing him towards minutes and playing. And the challenge this week is that we're on the road a lot, and it's a lot of travel and things like that. But definitely over the next, whether it's this week or next week, we're going to start to see Josie back on the field.
Scoring 9 minutes in, how important was it to take an early chance after missing a couple last week against Seattle?
Yeah, really important. I mean, if anyone has paid any attention to our record when we score first versus when we don't score first, it's pretty phenomenal. We're a team that when we get on the board first and we have a good start, then we're pretty tough to beat. And today was really no exception in that. So it's important. I think for our team, getting off to good starts is also just a key to us being successful throughout the course of the game. I think there's times where we didn't start well and we kind of got ourselves into the game, but when we do start well, I by and large think that we should come away with some points on the day.
What did you see from Justin Miller today, your goal scorer?
I thought Justin had a great day. I thought he was aggressive in his positions in attack, and that run in particular where he uses his pace and makes a diagonal run behind the back line to get slipped in is something that we've been working on and talking about a lot. And I thought it's a great run. It's something that we continue to want to get from Justin in the right times and the right places. I thought he defended very well, which I think for the most part he does that week in and week out. It's just choosing those moments where he can be aggressive and take really high positions, and when he can use his pace to threaten the back line. And that's also making sure that the midfielder on his side is covering in behind him, and there's some things that kind of go with that. But I thought he had a very nice game, and hopefully Justin came off a little bit of a rest, so maybe that was something that he could use and it sort of refocus. But yeah, if he can continue to play like that, it'll be great for us.
What's your thoughts on Delgado's last couple of games?
I think Markey is finding his rhythm again. I think he went through a little stretch where he was injured, then back for a brief period of time, then injured again, then back, and he was working to build. One of his biggest strengths is just his engine, his capacity to cover ground. I think his other best strength is really his ability to play efficiently. We have guys on the field who want to take their touches or do take their touches, and when Markey plays in one touch or two touch or chooses the right touches and is efficient about how he plays, he covers a lot of ground. I think it really helps our team. I think it means a lot to our team. And Markey, I think in the last couple of games is starting to really find what I would call his form again. and is just able to cover the ground that we're used to seeing him covered, both defensively and also breaking out of sometimes our defensive shape and helping us move into the attack. So, yeah, I think he's finding his rhythm again, and that's a positive thing for us. So, yeah, his efficiency is, again, it's important because we want to get the ball to Seba early. We want to get the ball forward and off the strikers early. And when he's playing in 1 and 2 touch, then especially in those moments where he makes us better, for sure.
Greg, how you look at the fact that leading scorer Seba has 5 faults against and he conceded 4? Is that mean he's trying to hide? Or, because we know.
Well, if he has fouls against, then that means to me that he's working hard in a defensive capacity, whether that means in transition he's working, sometimes he's fighting to hold up the ball, sometimes he's fighting to deal with where maybe he feels like he's fouled and he's trying to compete in situations. For me, I could care less how many fouls a forward takes on a day. I think at the end of the day, the worst thing it does is slows down the game and allows your team to get behind the ball, so that's not an issue. In terms of him trying hard, I think he's pushing and pressing and trying to get a goal. I would think that all strikers who are used to scoring goals and measure sometimes their performances on scoring goals are always going to push a little bit to try to get the goal. So, I get it. So there's nothing more to that. So.
The reason why I made that point is based on scouting report, most of the shots he's setting up are being blocked. So there's not a good result.
The shot.
for that.
Yeah, the shot's being blocked. Yeah, maybe. I mean, he on the dribble, sometimes he creates a small window and he's able to get something on. Things are getting blocked. But the one day one of those goes through and hits the back of the net, then, it's we're all praising him for hitting the shot. So,
No, I'm not on him, but what I'm saying is sometimes bad things come out of that in terms of either cards or when you're trying to hide.
yeah, maybe I don't understand the question, so I don't know how to answer it in the appropriate way. So, yeah, I mean, I think he's working to try to score a goal. I think that's what he's doing. So.
Take one more for Greg. Greg, you guys have a nice little unbeaten streak going here at home. How long does that go for the rest of the season, given how some goals laid out?
Yeah, I mean, theoretically good, but all those things are a little bit on paper, and we've got to show up every day, and we've got to perform. And there's a few of those games we like that are draws. We like to turn them into wins because we think this is a place where we should pick up 3 points. But in theory, we do like the fact that we have more home games than road games coming up in the second half of the season. That sets up for us well, and we'll take that. It also means a little less travel, which I think in this league is a grind. So, all things considered, we again, back to the question, we are comfortable with where we are, and we are looking obviously to set ourselves up for a good run and a good second half performance.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.